Well, hello everybody and welcome back to the channel, friends. If you can believe it, it's time for the penultimate episode of Creature Commandos Season 1 as we watch Episode 6, Priyatel Skelet, which I'm assuming is going to be our Phosphorus backstory or Phosphorus story of some kind. But we'll have to wait and see. Friends, before we get started, if you could do me a huge favor and hit that like button, smash that subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. It greatly helps out a small channel and it allows me to alert you next time we go live. And of course, if there's anything that we do, Creature Commandos included, that you would like early or in its full-length format, the link to our Patreon is in the description. But my dear friends, all that is then, this is now, and now it's time to watch the penultimate episode of the first season of Creature Commandos, Episode 6, Priyatel Skelet. Prepare to engage maximum warp reaction, and away we go! What character are you looking forward to the most as a redesign by James Gunn and Peter Safran? It's gotta be Phosphorus.
Alex, you ain't going nowhere. Won't you get that through your skull?
Who was that? I wonder if that's Gotham, because that looks like, oh, not Falcone, but, kind of tough for him to hide, you know, glowing. Was he literally whistling the theme song? Amazing. I miss G.I. Robot. Is it time to kill Nazis, friend Nina? She's gonna be the worst. She's gonna be the killer of killers. I am fully convinced. And we get to find out what the hell happened to Rick Flag after his, baning by Clayface.
Но според генерал Флаг са подведени от Сърси и се напът да ме убият.
Ваше Величество, трябва да ви отведем до бункера.
Oh, they have a bunker.
Крие, Сергей! Намери ги, спри ги и убий ги, ако трябва! Хората на Поколистан зависят от това.
I wonder if this prompts her, like, heel turn. Nina, you need to get to some water. They will not likely to find you there.
Jesus, Nina, what the hell? Don't sneak up on me like that! They're trying to kill us! What option do I have but to sneak?
I am forced to sneak.
Did they see? I don't know,
This is a brothel, isn't it? It is.
Mon Dieu.
You look like the boss. Tell them to pretend like we're not here, or I will blow your head off.
She's not gonna flinch at that.
Oh my god, you're crazy. You're always so hyperbolically violent. You need therapy.
I'm hip to your jive, Nina. I don't trust you as...
Oh? Maybe you saw Radka and Sylvia returning from the store.
Yes, that's exactly what we saw.
Fine. We helped you, yes? So seems like good time for you to be leaving.
That sounds like Christian.
You know what? Maybe we can make it, like, fun? You know, do something to pass the time. Do you guys have categories?
The girl's like, what?
What happened?
I don't know. He's in a coma. His back is broken and he...
Oh my god!
He was green, about 7 feet tall, humanoid. Is that a thing?
That's a thing. Eric Frankenstein. He's been stalking the bride for centuries.
Get operatives watching the local airports immediately.
It's gonna take him a while to get there. Jesus, Eric.
She's been bamboozled by malevolent forces, and she's about to kill someone she shouldn't kill. Yikes, right? But here's the twist.
He is a psychopath.
Won't be able to deny how she and I are meant to be together. So, why don't you do what you were born to do to play your small role in this romantic adventure and turn the fuck around and fly?
We need to fly fast, and we're probably both dead. Jesus. I mean, Eric just... murder. Where are you going, Weasel? Come on, Weasel. You can take some wolves, can't you? You can take 20 wolves, can't you? 21. Especially that one with scratches on his face. So Weasel is going to become the king of the wolves and lead them in on a dramatic charge at some point. As I try to stare into my crystal ball. So Phosphorus can obviously control his temperature, otherwise he'd be like leaving burn marks and shit everywhere, right? I knew he was going to be the reluctant killer.
To what we are talking.
They're not good people, but a nuclear fusion treatment that destroys cancer forever without harming the patient? That's worth dealing with anyone.
He's a cancer researcher.
There is some other way.
These cuts are great. Oh my god.
Satorius, but this is the way it has to be.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They framed him.
Yeah, that's right. Get his prints in there good.
Oh my god. Oh my god. They killed his wife and kid. Oh my god. Oh my god. So Nina's gonna be the bad one, isn't she? She has to be. Weasel, what do you got? They're like, oh, wait a minute. He's gonna become king of the wolves. Man, I need a Weasel origin story. Toot sweet.
A couple of girls like you would be popular. Men are always looking for...
It's Christian.
Your eyes tell story. You do everything you can to die.
Right, don't!
I must agree with your friend.
She's not my friend.
What? Yes, she is. Come on, bride.
Bonjour.
Look at this fine piece of ass, Brian.
Oh boy. It's like Weasel's playing with the kids again, you know? Oh, Phosphorus, man. Damn, dude. No wonder you are so incredibly effed up.
I really wish you wouldn't have come out here. I don't want to risk you telling anyone I was here.
You can't do it, dude. You cannot kill this kid.
But we would get the results of all of those experiments to share with our friends overseas.
Yes?
So?
You gave me bullshit! You think these Bialian scientists can't see through your made-up stats and research?
Whoa. Mr. Who? Wow, this is like Dr. Manhattan.
Skelet?
Skelet.
Yeah. Skeleton, that's me.
Priyatel Skelet.
You can't do this, man. Dear God. You guys laugh it up. Because the ha-has and the hee-hees are going to turn into the oh Jesus Christs and save me in a second.
It looks like I'm smiling too. But I'm not.
No, dude, do not.
No one touches the girls in a way they don't want to be touched.
I do what I want. Hey, fatto.
Ah.
It's meta.
And metahumans are welcome, but they cannot use their powers on Prims.
Come on, bride.
Anything that gets me going.
Get away from her!
Nina.
Oh, jeez, Patty, again?
Again?
You crashed the wrong whorehouse.
Yeah, let's see what you got. Oh, he's got something. Is that all you've got, though? Yeah, that's all you've got. Wow. Those fireworks aren't going to work, buddy. She showed him his heart.
Probably not how you expected your day to end.
This kind of thing is a common occurrence with her?
Sort of. Yes,
Sort of.
sadly.
Sort of. Nina's is going to be a butcher. I am telling you, her backstory is going to be so bad.
It's because I was saving you again, idiot.
Because you are, my friend.
Get over yourself, fish.
Love the dynamic between these two. My guy called it. My guy called it. Weasel's got a sense of duty, man. Jesus. Rupert, you are in a world of shit.
Mystery.
Oh my God. You know what? The wife and the kids know, but everybody else should absolutely. All the guys directly involved. Oh my God, he's gonna burn through the feet until they drop.
Everything that was Rupert Thorne's is now mine. His money, his territory, his drug business, everything. Got it?
Yep, yeah, we got it.
I traveled the world looking.
Oh man, I mean, he's legitimately like psychologically gone. The break is very understandable here. I am so worried, Nina. I'm so worried. Oh shit.
Oh, I'm sorry. We were just pretending to fly.
No.
Would you folks mind telling me which way to the castle?
The big castle on the hill. Right there. Dominates the skyline. Meanwhile, at the airport.
Sang like a sparrow in the pouring rain.
Why kill the other guys, though? So, I mean, Weasel's going there to protect her.
Of me, why don't you go away?
I guess.
Well, I guess this is it. Let's go kill a princess.
Everybody say hey!
Oh, terrible shit's gonna happen next episode. And when we find out about Nina, it's gonna be even worse.
Burn your flag and piss on your parade.
Burn your flag and piss on your parade.
Something that I just got to say.
Oh boy, friends. Oh boy, we got it coming, don't we? All right, everybody, we just got done watching the penultimate episode of Season 1 of Creature Commandos, Episode 6, Priyatel Skelet. And the only thing left to do is talk about it. All right, everybody, we just got done watching the 6th episode of the first season, the penultimate episode of Creature Commandos Season 1, Priyatel Skelet. And I just wanted to say before we go any further, I wrote this down. One of the commenters on one of the prior episodes, Will John Boy, called the correlation between the weasel, little girl from his past, and the princess. Way to go, my man. That was a hell of a good observation. Kudos. Tip of the old cap, my friend. But I'll tell you what, this one had a lot going for it because speaking of predictions and things like that, I had speculated that Phosphorus was going to be, while he appeared in present to be like the killer of killers in the group, that's a way to subvert expectations, specifically between, you have two parallels there with Phosphorus and Nina. You know, Nina is very sweet. Oh, sometimes sorry, all that shit. And then Phosphorus is the guy. I liked him. I liked, Alexei, and he kills everybody. But you know what? Now we find out that the speculation was that Phosphorus, was the reluctant killer. He did not want to do any of this stuff, but was kind of brought into the fold by forces beyond his control, which is exactly what happened here. Now, the one that I'm hoping I'm wrong about is that Nina has been portrayed so far as this very nice, very sweet person, and the way to absolutely flip the script is to have her be an absolute killer. The one that you're like, what is she doing? The very first episode, what is she doing here in prison? You know, why is she part of Task Force M? You know, she shouldn't be. She hasn't done anything wrong, right? Oh fuck no! I guarantee you, she's done some horrific shit. That's my big thing. Nina doesn't have a code name either. It's just Nina, you know. And when the bride asked her, you know, have you killed? Basically, the question went around like, have you killed anybody? And the bride was like, yeah, I've killed people. And you know, Nina basically said, you know, have you? What did she say? If you've killed anybody, and she said, do I look like a killer? And that's obviously not a fucking answer. You know, I mean, what's a killer look like, right? Very, very cool stuff. And James Gunn has been dropping this the whole time. But, you know, really, this is a whole, like, 7 episodes once we get done next week. 7 episodes are basically all we're going to get for the backstory of the Creature Commandos. And more significantly, I think, is whatever spark or catalyst it is that's going to fuel the events that we, I guess, will next see in Superman. So I think that is very, very interesting because as we've been told by Safran and Gunn, everything that occurs inside their universe, their DC universe, is going to build upon one another. If you see somebody in cartoon and animation, you can absolutely see them in live action. We've already been promised that Frank Grillo will appear. Now, this could be in flashback. We speculated that maybe he had plot armor. I doubt that because you could easily do a flashback in Superman. He's supposed to appear in Superman too, so we're going to have Rick Flag Sr. in both Creature Commandos and then portrayed in live action by the voice actor Frank Grillo. So that should be very interesting to see how they begin to incorporate and fold in all of those things. Also, what I think too is the animation aspect will enable them to I guess advance stories that they might have to, like, you know, spend time in the movie realm doing. You know, you don't want to give a full fleshed out backstory that takes 15-20 minutes out of your runtime when you could do a Creature Commandos that really fleshes it out. And if anybody is, you know, nothing, you know, you can briefly go over it, you know, at the beginning of a movie or at a continuation of the tale. So for people that didn't see Creature Commandos, one, it would enable the moviegoer, so to speak, of Superman, let's just use as an example, to be able to continue watching the movie that they're sitting in and not feel lost or that they missed something. But at the same time, if done correctly, it sparks enough interest that people that didn't see Creature Commandos and kind of get this spark at the beginning or someplace in Superman go, I really want to know how, oh, there's a whole series about this? You get people to go back and watch Creature Commandos, which I have felt it's been a very solid, very James Gunn-esque presentation and production that we've seen so far, you know, with ultra violence in here with the animation, but at the same time, you've got these... You know, if you're looking at the groups that James Gunn has really created and built from, like, the scaffolding out, you've got 3 distinct ones. Obviously, the Guardians. You've got Suicide Squad from the movie that he did, and we've got the Creature Commandos. Those are our 3 representations that he's had so far. I think it's safe to say that of those 3 groups, the one that is the less violent is obviously the Guardians of the Galaxy. They track more towards what would a traditional hero be. Now, I don't know if that's Marvel influence, Disney influence, or, you know, just I mean, to be very fair, I know the Guardians probably more than I know a lot of the people that were in Suicide Squad, and way more than I had any background information on the Creature Commandos. And so I know that the Guardians are portrayed more as heroes for the most part. You know, I mean, there's been some, you know, Drax and, you know, Gamora, they've had some things in their background, but at the same time, nothing that doesn't track or take away from the fact that ultimately they're universe saving, you know, Guardians of the Galaxy saving heroes. But, you know, with the Suicide Squad, it's built upon the fact that these are villains that are being conscripted into the roles of heroes, much like the Task Force M that we have with Creature Commandos, that are people that have done horrific shit and now asking to redeem themselves. So it's, you know, it's overt that you should have more violence in these 2 groups. I'm very interested to see how both the universe of DC, because DC gets a rap a lot for being like the darker, of the two universes, the grittier of the two universes, which I'm not really sure I agree with that. Narrative and creative choices to make somebody violent or non-violent. And to say that what does that really say though? That if the DC universe is more violent than the Marvel universe, I mean, the argument can be made that that makes it more realistic. Don't mean that to be a bad off on Marvel at all. I'm a huge fan of Marvel, but again, I think that we need to see this. They need to set tone, and I think they're doing so very well with Creature Commandos, and even Peacemaker for that matter. Which is all but the Justice League cameos considered canon according to James Gunn. So going forward with that understanding that this is a world where we can lose people, and DC doesn't shy away from losing people and putting someone new in the suit. They did that shit first, I mean, when Hal Jordan went ape shit, they put Kyle Rayner in there, Green Lantern continues. Whether or not people were accepting of that shit at first, that's a whole different story. But now some of the mainstays they have a problem doing that with, like Superman, Wonder Woman. You can't really. Batman has had it happen to him, where numerous people have donned the cape and cowl, whether it be in substitution for Bruce or, completely taking over when they think Bruce is dead. I mean, I'm getting off on a bit of a tangent here, but I like the idea that the stakes are being set in Creature Commandos. We can lose people. G.I. Robot, not a person. G.I. Robot's gone. We have there's no inkling that it looks like he's coming back. Suicide Squad had plenty of people die in that. Peacemaker, plenty of people die in that. So it sets a tone that death in the DC universe, if we're going to speculate and kind of give us a commandment that we can take, death in the DC universe is present. And it's not necessarily a special event. In the Marvel universe, when somebody dies, it's a huge thing. When Tony goes down, it's a huge thing, right? Because Tony had been built up for a decade and everything. And I don't want to say that it's almost a dismissive, like life is worth less in the DC universe, but we need those stakes. And James Gunn and Peter Safran have given us those stakes, as well as an introduction into the world that we're going to be jumping into as a segue between Creature Commandos and what I assume is the next Superman. I don't think we have any other properties or productions coming in between those. You've got a world that has really been kind of set as, let's just say it, as a realistic place where death exists, much like our own, if you want to say it's more real or whatnot. But it's set in a situation where it's looking kind of hopeless. What better way to segue than to go to the Man of Steel, who in the past has signified just what we need, hope. All right, my friends, if you could hit like, smash subscribe, ring a bell, that greatly helps out a small channel. And if there's anything that we do that you would like early or in its full-length format, join us over on Patreon. Not a fan of Patreon? Stick with us here on YouTube memberships. You get everything about a day early, plus any bonus episodes we come up with. But my dear friends, all that is then, this is now, and now it's time to leave Creature Commandos. So where should we leave this moment? Well, I say we leave it in the moment they left us, as we have our Reservoir Dog-esque Creature Commandos advancing on the castle. We have an incoming Eric Frankenstein as he is getting ready to do whatever it is he's going to do to intercede between the bride and the princess, or whatever it is for his own good. We have our own General Rick Flag Sr. fighting for his life, Amanda Waller at his side, everything poised on a razor's edge. Perhaps the entirety of the DC universe, the one that we will come to know in the movies and subsequent properties, will begin with the spark that is about to be set off. Friends, where else should we be but in that moment? Until we get a chance to see exactly how that moment plays out next week, Vulcan roll, and I'll see you.